Just over a month ago, I built my last Skylake system. Possibly forever. A beautiful, white-themed PC from Wootware that's running an i5 6600K with the GTX 1070. The performance follow-up from that original video has been delayed for a couple of reasons. The first, obviously, being the holidays and the beginning of a new year and everything that comes associated with that. But the second...
Dad, we need to talk.
Okay.
I heard they're still playing games at 1080p.
Yeah.
Why? Well, that's what a noob does. So I talked to Wootware and we agreed you need to be not a noob. We got you this 4K monitor so you can stop playing at that lousy resolution.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, Wootware. The second was the anticipatory delivery of the Dell S2817Q 4K gaming monitor to completely round out the build for maximum beauty and powerhouseness. Which is not a real word, but regardless, first up with any computer build, the first thing to do, rather than switch it on and try to make it run games, was to overclock the dang thing. I didn't get a 6600K and a Z170 motherboard for nothing. I've had escapades with this i5 chip previously, so I knew 4.5 GHz was attainable and stable with a 1 GHz increase over the base clock. But I also knew that the chip had a bit more chutzpah in it. However, the RAM also needed to be pushed a bit further. It's only a 2400 MHz rated kit from G.Skill. Surely, I could go a bit higher. I decided to be cautious at first, just bumping it up slightly to 2666. However, as I want to do in scenarios like this, I threw all responsibility out the window and pushed the CPU to 4.7 and the RAM to 3 GHz at the same time, which is not a good overclocking strategy, BT dubs. But my reckless abandon did pay off with a 10+ minute I/64 stress test revealing no latent instability with my OC setup. See, I do know what I'm doing. Also, that Fantex dual tower cooler is pretty fantastic. The voltage at 1.4, the core clock 1.2 GHz higher than its normal, and an all-out stress test with those show an average of 80 degrees in a fully enclosed tempered glass case. So good. Also, I may or may not have begged Wootware to let me keep that CPU cooler after all of the testing is done. Next, though, with the system, obviously, is pushing that 1070 a bit further to make sure I'm squeezing all of the juice from this rig before the benchmarking can begin. Upping the voltage and power limit and constantly pushing the core clock up by small amounts while also checking if it's stable finally yielded a core clock of 2050 MHz after about maybe 15 minutes of tuning or so. Hitting the memory clock next pushed the GDDR5 up to 9 GHz. And the beautiful white cooler on this 1070 kept the decent overclock to a toasty mid 70 degrees Celsius when gaming. Also, that 800 watt Anderson power supply, massive overkill. Fairly certain I could throw in 3 more GTX 1070s in this rig and be alright. Sub 300 watt average during full stress tests for both the CPU and GPU, and it's even lower when gaming, and it only had a peak of 308 watts. Can I just stop and take a moment with you guys to actually appreciate how power efficient Pascal is? A high-end system like this, capable of playing any game you throw at it at 1440p, and 300 watts from the wall? I just have to say, well done, NVIDIA. Alright, fangirling phase over. Time for the benchmarks. Time to hit this system as hard as I can. Time to see what this rig can do at 1440p. I've got the CPU overclocked 21% over the boost, and I've got it 34% over the base. The RAM's 25% over its rated speed. GPU's up 14% over its boost clock and 12% over its memory clock. She's ready to go. So what do I need to test? Dragon Ball Xenoverse, of course. And not this sequel, the original. 150 FPS average. Done. Max settings. 1440p. And the only reason it's 150 is because there's an artificial cap implemented by the game. Get wrecked, Saiyans! I kind of wish I could make an over 9,000 joke here. I got nothing. Do you guys got any good ones? Anyways, real games now. And by real, I mean intensive. Xenoverse is a real game. I didn't mean it like that. Anyways, Ashes of the Singularity. 1440p, crazy settings preset. This one hurts. It's very tough. 46 FPS average. I was hoping for at least 60, but then I'd have to drop settings and resolution, which is something that hurts my soul every time I have to do it with the GPU. So let's move on to something a bit more light. Gears of War 4, that's what I'm talking about. 73 FPS average, highest settings, 1440p, yeah! Oh, and what's that? The minimum FPS is over 60? That's PC Master Race glory stuff right there. Grand Theft Auto 5, so close to hitting 100 FPS, but unfortunately I only managed a 95 average. Certainly respectable and perfect for me 60Hz panel, but short of any 120 to 165 refresh rate enthusiast out there. Hitman has a nearly 80 frames per second mean. So fun to play games, 1, without any indication of frames dropping, but then 2, always a buttery smooth experience, especially when you turn VSync on. Rise of the Tomb Raider, no surprise, does exactly the same, just under 80 FPS. It's a gorgeous game. The best game. It has the best graphics, folks. I just can't say enough good things about this game. Amazing. And lastly, with its CPU punishment, Total War Warhammer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy with that 6600K cranked up to 4.7. Over 75 FPS average. Game is playable to the max. She's a formidable system, isn't she? Ashes of the Singularity hurt, but most games are like a 1,000-degree knife through a bottle of Coke. That's not the right sound effect. Anyways, she's not only strong, but she's beautiful as well. While tempered glass and RGB LEDs may be a fad, they're still so good looking. Fantex has done right with their N2 Evolve and their LED strips. The LEDs on the Galaxy Sniper white card are really well done as well, with that partially translucent backplate. I don't want to take this baby apart and send it all back. But that's the life of a tech YouTuber, so back in the boxes it all goes. Except for that Fantex cooler, I'm keeping that Wootware. You guys can't stop me. Being serial though, if you want to build a system that's this beautiful or even more so and you're in South Africa, be sure to check out Wootware for their vast selection of components. Even since I've done this build, they've updated their catalog to include amazing parts like an all-white Superflower power supply, RGB RAM from G.Skill, or even white cable extensions from Fantex. Whatever it is you need for your rig though, Wootware has the stock, prices, and customer service to make shopping with them an amazing experience. So if you're in South Africa, be sure to head on over to wootware.co.za to woot up your PC. The link will be in the video description. Alright all, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Be sure to let me know what you want me to do for future build videos in the comments down below. Are there other elements that you want me to incorporate in my future builds? Other games that you want me to check out when I'm benchmarking everything? Other things for computers that I don't even have in my brain because you guys are smarter than me? I don't know, just let me know. Comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you thought it stunk. Be sure to subscribe if you're new around here to stay up to date on all of my tech-related content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers. That was better. Gotta make sure the audio is still recording. Yes! Audio is still recording. Other things that you want me to do with the computers, I just don't even know. Like this video though, if you found it helpful. Dislike it. I don't know what I'm doing. I sound like an idiot.